Hi there, YouTubers. Let's talk about your health. Are you responsible for your health? Are you responsible for the way you feel? Are you responsible for what goes on in your body? And I think the big reason a lot of people are so sick is that they don't want to take responsibility for themselves. Basically, everything around, like everything we do with respect to our health, we we want a quick solution, and I don't. You only get one chance at this world, and if you want to take your health into your own hands, you're probably doing that now. So how's that working for you? You know, wasn't working for me for a long time. So if well, I've found out that most people in the generation of, let's say, my my mother and uncles and aunts and stuff have grown up to totally believe in drugs, and they believe in their doctor, and they believe everything they're told on TV. They believe basically everything. So let's talk about doctors. Now everybody's human, so I mean, I'm not talking about the small, very small percentage of doctors that are out there really doing a good job and trying to help people. I'm talking about just like any politician. Doctors, I think, start off with good intentions, and then they find out that these intentions, well, they can change. They can be manipulated, and it's usually the money that has something to do with that. But I'm not judging. I'm just saying that you might want to take some time and do your homework. So let's consider, let's say, my lower back. I have a little bit of a problem with my lower back. I served 20 years in the military, which wrecked one of my knees and my lower back. And you know what? If you're humping a rucksack around and going through the snow and you're going everywhere, I mean, it's just inevitable. But they deny, so there's nothing I can get out of that. But what I can do is help myself. So let's suppose I take my sore back and I take it to a doctor, an MD doctor, or I call him more drugs doctor. I can expect that MD doctor to prescribe me some drugs because that's a specialty. That's what he does. And he probably makes money off the drugs that he sells me because he's trained by the pharmaceutical industry, so that's how it works. Sad but true. Also, let's say I went to a surgeon about my lower back. He would prescribe some sort of surgery, and he'd say you need plates and screws and stuff. So then if I go to a chiropractor and I tell him about my sore back, he's going to give me x-rays, and he's going to say, well, you need to come in for adjustments every day for a year, or whatever he wants you to do. Might be once a week. Who knows? I don't know. So if you go to a naturopath doctor, you might be given a series of exercises to do and some special foods to eat and some special supplements to eat. If you go to a physiotherapist for your sore back, they're going to give you probably some, like they did to me, some electric shock in my lower back, and then they're going to twist and turn me and squeeze me and make me do all kinds of silly exercises and trying to get my back. So what you have to do is do your homework. Get as many different opinions as you can, then evaluate those and use your gut feel. Use what you think is right. What's going to really help you out. Now, for me, I tried the exercises, and the exercises at home work great. There's lots of good videos out there on how to get these exercises done. And you're going to discover that even though the damage is there, it can be repaired. Your body's self-healing. So you're going to need to stop eating the foods that aren't helping you and start eating foods that are going to help you. And yeah, okay, so it's going to be a little inconvenient, but it's, in my opinion, the best. So I chose the chiropractor and had a whole bunch of sessions. I'll put another video about that. I am now able to touch my toes, and I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do before. So there's good that came of that. So it doesn't matter what it is. So even if your sinuses are plugged and you go to these 3 doctors, I mean, even a chiropractor is going to suggest cracking your neck so that you can clear your sinuses. So think about what you want to do, which way you want to go. I'm not a big drugs guy because, you know, it's like I tell everybody who's on a drug, I don't care if it's Tylenol or whatever, can you take 30 of those at a time? No, well, maybe it's poison. And I'm totally healthy, so if I eat a Tylenol right now, is that going to make me healthier? You know, no, it's not. And your body, when you get a headache, isn't because you have a Tylenol deficiency. It's probably something else, either a toxin or a lack of water. For me, I'll try and guzzle that down if I have a headache, and within like 10-15 minutes, it's gone. So that would mean it's a dehydration problem. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about the headache. I'm just talking about taking care of your own health. So to take care of your own health, you know, you have to be aware that what you do with your body affects you. And what you eat, what goes into your body, that's your building blocks. So if you've got cells dying all the time and you need to get new cells, how are you going to build these new cells? So let's suppose you're building a house and I go up to you and I say, hey, let's go to the lumber store and let's pick out our wood. So you would go to the lumber store and you would pick out all the perfect pieces of wood. You wouldn't pick out a 2x4 that's got a warp in it or anything like that, because you want your house to be the best that it can be. But let's suppose you farmed it out to me. Let's say you said, you go pick out my wood, and I really don't care about your body. So I just grab any old pieces of wood at all. Well, you're not going to have a straight wall in your house. Your floors are going to be all warped, and eventually it's going to make the house weak. The same as with our bodies. So if you go and you think in your mind the GMOs are okay and they're not going to hurt you, then, you know, that's your belief system, and maybe your bad health ties into that belief system. I don't know. So you want to eat stuff that is going to give your body the building blocks it needs to make healthy cells, so you don't feel sick. I'm just saying. It's do your homework. The problem with everything now is everybody just wants a quick fix. They just want to be able to go to the doctor and give me that pill and I feel better. So most of the time these pills will mask the symptom. And I learned a long time ago to not be concerned too much about the symptom. The symptom is just that idiot light telling you there's something wrong. What you have to do is go and find the cause and then work on the cause. And it might be 2 or 3 causes causing a problem. I mean, don't be closed-minded, think it's just one thing. So it can be a multiple of things. And if it involves a cleansing, one-time cleanse, one day is not the end-all, be-all. Okay, it's a start. But you're going to take a while to do this, whatever you have. So do your homework. Get as many opinions as you can. Talk to people. See what happens. Go on YouTube. Find out from the mouths of the people that have done this stuff. My doctor, every time I don't want to say the word cure, but every time I fixed myself, where they said I couldn't, they always told me the word anecdotal evidence. And you know what? Seriously, if we were in court and I was there telling my story, that would be called evidence. It's only anecdotal if they want you to feel foolish, or they don't want people to believe what you did was real or possible. So go to people that you trust, and if you don't like that doctor, don't go anymore. And there's another belief out there that the doctors are all out for the good of your health, and I'm sorry to say, all of my research points to totally opposite. You know, your family doctor, as far as I found out in my research, who they send you to, they may have a vested interest in why they would send you to that certain doctor, or why they would prescribe that certain drug. Now, I'll give you an example. I was a salesman early in my life, and the company I worked for would give you incentives to sell a certain product. So I really didn't care if the customer wanted the product, or if that's the product they needed, or anything. I just cared about selling the product so I can make that extra money. And it's no different anywhere else. So if you don't think all that stuff can be corrupted, well, you know, that's great. I'd love to be able to live in that world. But truth of the matter is, I mean, money talks, right? And people will do what they can for money. Most people, like I said at the beginning, there's a small percentage that are honest. But you have to take care of yourself in the best way that you know how. Now, if you're going to go and start like I do, I take supplements and everything, you've got to try things slowly and really pay attention to your body. Now, if you're all polluted and you've been eating GMOs and you're a heavy drinker and smoker and you take all kinds of prescription drugs and non-prescription drugs and everything, well, before you can even start to help yourself heal and to be able to hear your body talking to you, to feel your body talking to you, you have to cleanse. You have to get rid of all that stuff. You have to stop taking it all. But see your doctor if you're going to stop taking prescription drugs. But all this stuff is stopping you from really listening to your body. So for me, my journey, I felt great after I started listening to my body. And you know, good way I cleansed was just straight green juicing for a couple of months. No food at all, just water and green juicing with organic juice, and it does make a big difference. I tried it without organic. Organic is a huge difference. Much quicker results. You feel better. It's very noticeable. So that was for my journey. That's what I did, and I'm totally aware that, you know, which doctor I pick is going to give me which answer I'm going to get. So make your decisions wisely, and take your time, check around, ask people, talk to people, don't be in a hurry. And you know, for me, most of my illnesses took years to get to where they are, so I don't expect them to be healed or solved in 2 days. So it takes time. But I hope this helps everybody. Anyway, see you guys later. Bye.